Brett, you there?
I'm here.
All right. Andy's there.
Shit,
Chad?
can you hear me?
Yep.
Hey, boys.
We're in.
How's it
Shit.
going?
Can you guys hear me?
Yep.
Okay, I can't hear. Fucking shit.
Can you hear
We
us,
said yeah.
Andy?
Not through the. I can. I guess it's just.
How,
coming.
wait a minute.
Okay. All right. Well, I got the
You could just
fucking.
tell what we were saying by our
There's
faces.
no way
Not
you
the way
read
a-
my lips.
the way a dog
Andy,
can-
can you hear me? Andy.
Yeah, I can hear you, but it's. I got it through. It's not coming through my headphones, and it's.
Okay,
I
that's
how many-
different than not being able to hear.
the shit up.
How many
on my-
episodes has Andy listened to us muffled through his computer while wearing headphones?
Yeah, so I'm
Well,
gonna have to. I don't.
That
I
would
know I got
answer a lot of
186.
questions.
And look at this shit. I got the classic fucking microphone because the other one's not working. So I got
Wait,
the fall down.
Andy, why do you wait until right now to tell me that the microphone's
Who
not
would I
working?
talk to?
I don't know. Let's see. Me?
Weird, man. The element of fire is not necessary. So I'm gonna try. I gotta figure out how to adjust my computer.
Yeah, let's do this.
Shit, man.
Let's fire this up.
We're old school, man.
Oh,
Circling back around to the
I
beginning.
guess
I don't
what
even know
was is.
Try this shit again.
everybody, every once in a while, we got to remind everybody
Yeah. OG.
we got
Mhm.
issues.
Hey, you got to play the classics. REO Speedwagon plays Riding the Storm out every time they go out there. So
So how are we? What's our status, Andy? What's going on?
how's it?
Jesus fucking Christ.
Okay. Answered. Asked and answered.
I think he's doing like REO
This is what the
Speedwagon.
kids love, Andy. You're just giving it to them. This is what they love.
This is the classic that I got the fucking computer. I got this stupid fucking microphone again.
Now, what's wrong with the
Keep
The Rode
saying it won't
microphone.
I think maybe, I don't know. I'm going to troubleshoot it at Radio Shack
well,
tomorrow.
by all means, do it now during the podcast.
Let me see if this works. All right. I turned the volume up all the way, but it doesn't fucking do anything.
Are you
Anyway.
getting the computer mic, Andy? I think maybe that might be the deal.
Well, you can hear me all right. I just can't I've never been able to hear very well through this computer, but I can hear well enough. So I don't want to look. All right. God damn it. Let's go. Testing. Sound check
Two steps
one.
back.
Sound check two. All right. We're good.
The part I love the most is hearing the mic hitting something and watching like the screen shake
Uh-huh.
because whatever it hit part of the camera. Oh, it's great.
I don't think I'll knock the microphone down because traditionally I'd have trouble with the headphones and forgetting and then pulling that down. So I got a pretty good chance of getting through this one.
You could go earbuds.
No,
I mean, he's
I don't
not
think he even knows that you're
I can
talking
hear, but
to
it's
him.
just so fucking, I got it up to 92 on
Yeah?
audio. I'm going to go 100.
Go 100, Andy.
Let's go 100,
It
Andy.
costs the same.
Yeah.
100 doesn't do shit. See if it does it on this. All right, man.
Yeah, that's
It's
better.
His glasses.
I can see what he's doing.
Fucker. Yeah.
Isn't plugging your headphones as simple as just plugging in your headphones to the side of
Well,
your?
I should be
laptop?
able to plug it into the fucking
Well,
thing, but it doesn't work.
Erickson, this is a safe space. He can.
Well, I'm
we
just
don't want to jump
trying to
down his
help out.
throat until we get into the
Huh?
podcast more. We want to make sure he can
God.
hear us.
I'm
It's
gonna try
good
this
look.
other. I'm gonna try this other mic again, just for the fuck of it.
Yeah. Good thinking.
Oh.
But every fucking time I do this, it says it's not recognized, and it started doing it last time. Fucker,
As
just
I
plug the fuck-
recall, the problem was having
Hello?
to initialize the microphone by rebooting,
Check.
or turning the microphone off with that plugged in.
I plug
Mhm.
these in. Do it.
Yeah, you want everything plugged in when you turn it on, right?
Yeah. But we found that
Okay.
that does fix it.
I can hear you very well at the moment, but this is the mic that was cutting out. So I'm gonna pray to Jesus
Is
and
that your
Trump.
sound, man?
Yeah. All right.
You sound good.
Yeah, I know now. I mean, I can hear.
Rolling.
So I mean, now I hear too well.
You want us to talk more quietly?
It's been a great episode. Thanks for
Yeah. Hey, Patreon. This is what you can expect.
Tune in next week when Andy loses his headphones.
I was fearful that would happen, but anyway, fuck it. Hey guys, how's it going?
Cheers.
Chad,
Happy
cheers.
Issues with Andy Day, number 186.
Yeah. 186.
I just saw that on Twitter. Is that a reference to something? Issues with Andy Day? Or is
No,
it just a recording
No.
day?
no, I
Just
think
one
that's
Friday that
yeah. That's just. I think somebody was just
Yeah.
posting
that's
that.
just
late.
that's fan talk.
Yeah, yeah. For
I'm
me, Issues
comfortable-
with Andy Day is the day I talk to you guys. So
Yeah, that's how I feel about it. and
Isn't
they
every day
celebrate.
Issues with Andy Day?
Well,
no,
when you're
then
me,
I talk to you
yeah.
guys
A little
every
bit.
day.
I live at 100%.
Yeah.
I'm fully immersed in my own fucking head, so I can't escape it. Tomorrow will be the same.
Well, then you should be paying a Patreon.
I should join my Patreon.
Yes, you're getting free.
I get more
we're
bonus
giving out free content. That's bullshit.
I
You
get
should have
bonus
to pay for
content all
that.
the time. Yeah, I got
You just don't share it with us.
yeah. Damn
I
it.
got some bonus content this last weekend. I went to Colorado to hang out with Andy and watch his daughter get married.
Yeah.
It was a beautiful, beautiful ceremony, a wonderful time. I can't even, it was such a great trip. We had so much fun. God damn, it was fantastic. Denver's a great town, man. We had fun. Andy took me to
Yeah.
see the Todd Snyder show on Thursday night, which was
Yeah,
fun.
we got down with the hippie Todd Snyder. It was my first night really of feeling like whatever cancer pandemic or whatever, just out maskless doing drinks and going to a concert with friends. It just felt like, oh man. And then it was kind of like what I wanted to do when I heard I didn't have cancer. I wanted to go do something, go celebrate. So I got that done with Brett and Frank and Cara and Mitchell, of course, and Brett's daughter Olivia came out. And we had fun. The Canadians, Frank and Cara, broke up that evening. They've been together for years. They reconciled. Brett, I guess there was more to it than I heard. I didn't hear what happened on the other side of the street.
We
but
went
she
for
didn't
a
wanna
beer.
go.
We went for a beer after the Todd Snyder show was over. And then after that, it was like maybe, I don't know, 11:30 or 12 o'clock. And we decided we were going to go find another drink somewhere.
Uh-oh.
Yeah. So me and and Mitchell and Olivia and Andy and
Olivia, your daughter.
Frank.
Olivia's my
yeah.
daughter. And then the other group was Frank and Cara, the Canadians, who were both fantastic. And their friend Mark, who's also great. Mark lives in Denver. So Mark was ready to go home and Cara was on the fence. So, well, I take that back. She wasn't on the fence at all.
It was negative.
She was very adamant about the fact that she was going home. And she screamed, we crossed the street to go to this next bar, and she screamed at Frank, "I am not crossing this fucking street." And Frank said, "Well, I am. See you later, baby." And he just fucking skipped across, and that was it. She was pissed off.
Yeah, but they reconciled. I didn't want them to ruin. I mean, if they would have broke up, I just would have felt bad about it. Like, this is a great night for me. I'm sorry it ended your relationship, but but yeah, I was glad to hear that.
The joke's always got to be on somebody. You know what I mean? So
yeah,
I saw them. They were tweeting from Arizona, I think up north, about a week ago. Maybe the first week we got back.
Yeah, he had a convention or something.
Yeah.
No, they
there's
just
something
kind of
there.
I don't know. Canadians get Canadian money to come up here and just tour. They went. I think they went to Arizona and did hot air balloons. And
I
they
do
were
remember seeing
they were-
that.
yeah. Then they were in the in Utah. They're like influencers, older influencers. They
For
go around
Canada?
and they just in fact they were on the because my daughter had a number of people that were invited to her wedding and that a number. So you know, and 150 I think is what it was, or I don't know what the number was, but I asked my daughter, was there an opening? Because Frank and Kara, if they wanted to, maybe they could come to the wedding. And I said
Yeah.
they're you know, they're just good looking enough to kind of raise the bar, but not so good looking that they you know, intimidate people, or you know, they're better looking than other people, or you know, the best.
Right.
So, but then they couldn't. They anyway. I forgot my point.
So
Hey,
Andy,
hey,
you do
because
have
come.
control when it comes to inviting people, like a blanket invitation.
Well, and it worked out that they didn't
I
go
don't think you
because
got it.
my daughter. I didn't hear that part. There's a jet going, like it's a military jet or something.
Boy.
Is there some shit I haven't heard about?
Andy invited a bunch of people to the wedding that he didn't mention. I was very surprised when Hobo Danny came walking in.
Yeah,
So
Hobo
that was a
Danny,
big-
man.
He was just looking for a sandwich, and then he
Yeah.
split.
We sit anywhere or
I
Ah,
invited.
shit, I gave the bridesmaid MRSA. Sorry about
Yeah.
that.
I have a peanut allergy. I think the chef should be aware of.
No, I don't
Dude,
think
you only
Danny would
have shoes on. How do you have
Danny
a peanut allergy?
Danny travels one way and then he stays where he's at
Yeah.
for a while. So I could have, you know, like they do, the popular move is to send homeless elsewhere.
Right.
Like I could have taken him to Denver and then taken him to Boulder and dropped him off at the John Benet Ramsey house. Let's go. You live here now, Danny. You know, that's what the government's doing. They're shifting our hobos around, and it's
You
not
could
good.
have just Ron DeSantis, Danny.
Well, that's right.
like a
Well,
migrant to Martha's
him,
Vineyard.
yeah, a migrant, Danny. I forgot it was you know, it was migrants, not hobos. But they do the same thing with homeless.
They've
always
done that
shifting
for
those.
years. In other
Yeah.
places.
Yeah, the best way to get to travel is just to dress like a bum and hang out in front of something popular.
Be annoying.
Yeah, take a shit in your pants and then end up in Florida or whatever. Yeah.
On a stopover.
Yeah, I'm going. I got a whole itinerary here. I'm going to Martha Stewart, out to wine country.
Wait.
Chad Shank did some
You meant
traveling
Martha-
too.
I think you meant Martha's Vineyard, but that's fine.
Right,
if you go
yeah.
to Martha
Call
Stewart.
it Martha Stewart.
Oh man, wow, man, yeah. My brain is. I'm a fucking brain scramble. But you know, I saw in a magazine, or it's a rag, but Snoop Dogg is dogging her, or
Really?
was Martha Stewart.
Yeah,
And
they
that-
banged for a
fuck
while.
yeah, man. Cool for
course.
I'm happy for both of them.
Absolutely.
It's a publicist match.
They
They're done.
both they both deserve that in life.
Yeah.
Yes.
And,
Like if you're Snoop Dogg, you came up out of Compton and Long Beach, and you made it to the point where you get to bang Martha fucking Stewart. And if you're
Yeah.
Martha Stewart, you get to bang fucking Snoop Dogg.
when they were
when
both
you're
at the
70.
height, when they were both at the height of their rising fame, would they have fucked, or would they? She was like supposed to be this classy lady and
Uh-huh.
all that shit, and he was a gangster. It's like a Romeo and Juliet kind of thing going on.
Could be an episode of the new Golden Girls reboot.
You know what? I'm
Sure.
smelling a Hallmark movie. Holiday.
Well, they both have rap sheets, right?
Yeah.
They
They
got
probably
stuff to
talked to
talk
They
about.
probably did talk. He probably told her, gave her support on coming out of the prison. And
Yo,
and
mother,
then
what'd
one
you get
thing
for
led to
lunch
another.
over there? Bologna, and 2 pieces of white bread.
I'll bet Martha Stewart classed the fuck out of what they
She
served.
probably,
in that
yeah, she
joint.
probably
Yeah.
scalloped the crusts off
Mhm.
and everything.
Got pecan pie coming
Yeah.
back and shit.
Take cocoa powder and a honey bun. You fucking
Mhm.
mash it.
Mhm.
Mash
There's
it
prob-
up.
There was probably people that didn't want to go leave prison when she was there for a while. Like, I'm gonna stay here. This is the best food I've had. I don't
I
know.
don't
She
think
didn't.
Martha Stewart goes to the prison we see on TV, guys.
No, and I don't think she really did
There's
any
no
of the cooking.
Rikers Island for
Country
Martha
club.
Stewart.
Yeah.
Yeah, just that would be the prison I'd want
Club
to go to.
Fed, I think they call it.
Yeah, where Martha Stewart went.
I don't-
I could do time there.
Are
I
we
mean, not
being,
a women's, but
Also, are we being racist? Has Snoop Dogg ever been to? He's never been to prison. Has he ever been
Snoop
to
Dogg
jail?
was up for murder charges. That's why I thought it was great when you were like, he deserves that. And I was like, good for him. He's a fucking murderer.
Snoop
He
Dogg
was
is
Making
on-
Corona commercials.
He
I don't remember that.
Murder was the case that they gave me. You don't remember that song?
I guess I remember that song, but
you don't think
I've
he drank
always
gin and
thought that
juice too?
sometimes they were prone to exaggeration. I don't remember the actual story.
Well, either he was up on murder charges or he floated that. I don't know. We are racist. This is a racist international podcast. Maylene, you're in Texas,
Oh yeah,
Chaille's in
Martha
Arizona.
Stewart would be popular.
you
in
guys
prison.
are-
Snoop
you
Dogg
guys
would
are-
be popular in prison.
Yeah, you guys are deep in the red, so you might have casual racism you don't even know exists
Mhm.
in your districts. No, I don't know. I don't think. I think Snoop Dogg must have shot. He would have had to shoot a couple of people. He was in the gang, man. That's how you get in there. It's not Kiwanis.
All right.
All right.
I
So
just
in
don't remember.
'89, Snoop Dogg, or Brodus, was arrested
Yeah.
for possession of cocaine, and for the following 3 years was frequently in and out of prison. In
Damn.
'90, he was convicted of felony possession of drugs and possession of for sale. So, and that was just
Yeah,
the
That's
start
cool.
of it.
Those are cool.
So
times.
so
Those were
yeah,
good
those
charges.
yeah. Snoop is, but he at least had time, in jail, so he could share that.
Yeah,
with
yeah.
Martha. So
All
our
right. Good.
concept was correct.
So we're not
Hey,
racist.
fuck that.
by
You know
saying
what?
that-
Fuck that Tim Allen narc motherfucker.
Right.
He was in
Yeah.
prison too, and if he was fucking Martha Stewart, I'd be bummed. So that's the opposite of that. And
But,
what
so
was my-
that's your claim, Andy, is that Snoop
Also-
Dogg is tapping Martha Stewart?
also, I don't think
Yes,
Jeffrey Dahmer was
that's the
racist.
Oh no.
Yeah, I'm not gonna force a joke, but I had a joke that I was stuck. I guess I just seen enough of the Dahmer. I was home alone for a few days, unstartled. And I'd
We were in Denver. We walked in to meet Andy and Frank and Kara and Mark, and we sat down. And then when the conversation started, it was mostly Andy as Jeffrey Dahmer holding a conversation with everybody. He was very much stuck in the Jeffrey Dahmer character for a good portion of the weekend, which was hilarious. And
yeah, it kind of ruined my daughter's wedding, but
Yeah, I was about to say, I bet his daughter didn't think so.
I'm just doing gay stuff with him. I had it down a little better the other day, but yeah, god damn it. Jeffrey Dahmer's back in the news, huh?
That was how he's going to open his toast,
Yeah.
so that he could work the Jeffrey
So he
Dahmer
could work it
voice
in?
into the toast. He's like, so Jeffrey Dahmer's back in the news.
And
huh?"
anybody from Milwaukee? I noticed they had chocolates over on the table. You know who worked at a chocolate factory for a while, but he was making out with a head in the bathroom, yo. Oh, I forgot the part that connects that.
Of course.
The neck. All right.
Wouldn't the impersonation be of the actor though?
Yeah. Well, yeah. I didn't,
Yeah.
Still
I didn't-
workshopping it,
This is
Chad.
my
Yeah.
impersonation of a guy impersonating a guy.
Yeah. Well, there's that
Oh,
Johnny Depp. There's that
impersonation,
movie with Johnny and Amber coming out. That there's a guy playing Johnny Depp. It looks really shitty. Have you seen the clip of that? Oh yeah, there they are. Fuck yeah. That's a
My
cool
favorite thing
looking
they
couple.
did together was they had that lighter that Martha Stewart would advertise as being able to light candles because it had a long flexible end, and Snoop Dogg would advertise it for smoking weed. And, that he would never get to say his part. She'd cut him off, but that was a fucking fantastic
That's
marketing.
funny. I don't remember that either.
Oh,
Yeah,
yeah,
that's
they
a
did
power
have
couple.
Easy Reach Ultimate Lighter.
Yep.
I would support Snoop Dogg and Martha Stewart for president and
Oh, man,
first
yeah.
spouse. They could go either way. Either one of them could be the
They
president.
could tag team.
Yeah, they could take
Mhm.
different days. They could do a Monday, Wednesday, Saturday kind of deal. However they
Would
want to
Pete-
do it.
Would people get like they do with any president where they complain that he's not, like he's taking vacation days and shit? It's like, fuck you. It's a President Snoop. Of course, he's on the beach. And I think you could do your president job on the beach, really.
Absolutely.
The case of a murder says it was 1993. His bodyguard shot a rival gang member and they charged him with murder on it, but he beat the case.
Yeah, man.
What is it, Snoop?
Nothing more gangster than beating the murder case.
That's it.
Or it's also very country western too. So it's actually not just the rap world that kills. Sure. And remember those what was that on the tour bus, that Mike Judge show that they had? I forget what it was like.
Oh, what was that?
It was it was great. It was animated. Part of it was animated, but the country western, the classic country western guys like Johnny Paycheck, and there's a bunch. There was like 5 or 6 stories, and they all involved somebody getting shot, and then nobody got busted really, or like just shenanigans at the bar kind of thing.
Yeah. That's just Merle Haggard being Merle Haggard.
Yeah. We're going to let you guys go. Can I get an autograph before you get out of here?
You couldn't be one of the country outlaws unless you went out and killed somebody in a bar or at least shot. So, they didn't even, most of them weren't murder. I'm not even sure if any of them were murder. It's just good natured shooting somebody in the, at the bar kind of thing.
Yes.
Make a point, jealousy, and then you get a good song out of it.
Take this job and shove it.
Yep, that was about shooting a guy at a bar. That's the party left.
The shitty bathroom too many times.
Now, go to the bar and shooting the boss. I didn't have access. Well, I did. Mitchell gave me a joint, and never mind. I was going to say I didn't have access to marijuana while I was in Colorado, but it was only for one day.
Wait, there's
Isn't there
nothing
Colorado on every corner? I mean,
everywhere there's
every corner of Colorado.
Where I walked around was Golden, Colorado, and I suspect that Coors doesn't want a lot of competition downtown. So I didn't.
There's got to be a dispensary.
There was somewhere. I couldn't get my posse to go that way.
We went to a dispensary by my daughter's house, and we parked in the parking lot of a dispensary and then walked across the street to a different dispensary. That's how many dispensaries there are in Colorado.
I think psychedelics are legal there too, aren't they?
I think that a guy told us that they're voting on mushrooms being recreational right now. That's going to be on the ballot, maybe. I don't remember.
I would argue that sometimes they're not recreational. They're just like
sometimes it's like a job.
Yeah. It's fucking. You might be at a fucking horror factory working in the underground.
I would have loved to have had some mushrooms on Friday night while Andy was going to his rehearsal dinner. We went to Meow Wolf in Denver. They have a Meow Wolf in Denver now.
What's that?
Meow Wolf is an art exhibit. The first one was in Santa Fe. The second one was in Vegas. The third one's in Denver. It's basically like a fun house, maybe like a fun house. It's real trippy. Each one.
It's like an immersive, like
totally
experience.
Immersive. It's like a super. It's like a 4-story, 5-story haunted house. If they weren't trying to scare you. They're just trying to do fucking crazy, wild, black light shit.
No clowns,
trippy. It's definitely something to do on mushrooms. It's put together by I think they said 75 artists. Yeah, there's the Castle Room. Look at that shit. That's pretty badass. Right? That's from
this band. It looks like they're on the second level looking down.
Yeah, well, there's like 4 or 5 different levels.
Oh, wow.
And then if you go inside that castle, all those little tubes, you can stand in those tubes and look up, and it's like a kaleidoscope.
So mushrooms are the way to go.
Oh,
yeah, that is built for mushrooms, man.
Yeah, it was pretty wild, man. I really, really enjoyed it.
Cool.
Yeah, it was badass.
I could have slipped out of the rehearsal dinner for that. If we had mushrooms, that was the night. That would have put a bad. I mean, I'm glad.
Yeah, that would have put a bad.
Hey,
Yeah,
I mean,
having to face
Shitting your
death has
pants for
helped
one
me.
night.
Having to face death has helped me make better decisions.
Good.
And I
Well, let me
probably
just
wouldn't
say
go.
this before I'm sure we'll talk a little bit more about it. But our friend Andy Andrist knocked it out of the fucking park at his daughter's wedding. He was fucking fantastic. He was great at the ceremony. He walked his daughter down the aisle, and then he gave a toast that he absolutely destroyed on his toast.
And I forgot
5
two of the
minutes,
key
maybe
points.
tops. Hit the highlights, but it got a couple of really big, powerful laughs. That was very.
I got some
proud.
tears too. I heard. From
Yeah?
From
I was
there's
crying, but I was crying because I was laughing so hard.
Yeah, I got one of her friends said that she didn't want to cry at the thing, and I made her cry 3 times. But I guess she was looking at me, and I don't know. I mean,
And during the
She was
toast,
I'm
on
like
mushrooms.
Yeah.
Andy talked about, during the toast about how he would play. He really loved playing Tea Party with Delaney when she was little, but that his teacup was filled with rum because coming off the road, you had to ease yourself back into it, and that got a big laugh. That set the mood right there.
And the typical thing is I just kind of didn't want to rein myself in and know exactly, and then I fucked up on I forgot a key point to one thing, and then another big thing that was, I mean, not big, but it's just another short, it's like, oh man, those were I had the 2 best laughs that I kept in my pocket. And now I got to wait for my daughter to get a divorce, find some new guy.
You think that was just out of habit that you did that, Andy?
Yeah.
I think so.
Muscle memory is what it was.
Yeah, and then there's a guy who so a few years ago, Delaney picked this guy up at the airport. He's a friend of her now husband, my son, who my boy, and but this guy was like, he goes, asked Delaney, did she like comedy? And she was like, nah.
Basically ruined my life.
I have a bad relationship with comedy.
Yeah, Victoria Jackson was at our house, she's not thrilled with comedy. But this guy goes, he started talking about the comedy, and then he brought up Doug Stanhope, and then he brought me up, like out of the blue, like Delaney didn't go, and he goes, and then she goes, well, that's my dad. So this guy's like and he told me this. I don't like throwing this word around, but he said he was a fan. All right, man. And I thought, like sometimes I meet people who might fall into that category, and they, it's like, what about Bob? Got Bob Wileys out there, and I appreciate all the Bob Wileys that listen. But this guy's he's going to be a clinical psychologist, and he so I was like, it's always interesting when smart people like me. Yeah, when smart people like me, or like a smart person is my fan, it's like it makes me want to go, what's wrong with the rest of you?
Changes things for me. Now that I find out he's a psychologist, he might just be intrigued.
That's I said, that explains it.
Well,
writing a paper.
I might have helped him write his I might have helped him write his master's thesis. But he knew, he knew Shawnee Rouse. He knew old bits of Doug's that are from the classic.
The point is that this was the only person, not like Andy wasn't worried about his toast until he found out there was a comedy fan there, and now he's actually
he has to bring it up.
Right.
Jokes in every other sentence.
Yeah.
Right. Yeah, I couldn't allow myself, and then I also didn't. My daughter went after me, which is never a good spot. Look what it did. It made Stanhope work so much harder, and he's a big success.
Yes, you got a big hole to dig out of.
Yeah, exactly. It's like that, them kids trapped in that mine.
But your daughter didn't go after you.
No, she was a bit okay, but she went.
The maid of honor went after you,
right? And okay, so but when Delaney went up there, she brought up it was a tough year. And then she started to get choked up. I knew if I started talking about the big cancer, hey, cancer. So I didn't bring the cancer up, but motherfuckers knew.
Yeah, you left it silent. That was a big statement. I like
Yeah,
it.
and
that's ball move though.
That's a good move.
You're bigger than that. You're bigger than that.
It's
Andy.
over. You beat it. That you
don't even need to give it any attention.
Isn't it nice when someone beats cancer and then actually beats it and moves the fuck on with their life instead of constantly doing
everybody was confused that he didn't mention it in his speech because he talked about it incessantly the rest of the time.
Right.
Also, he just got done saying he forgot 2 very important points.
That was
one. No, that would be 3. Well, it definitely hurt the merch table. I sat up my CDs. Nobody knew what they were for. Damn it, they're coasters. Yeah, I was. I mean, you know, and like I mean, okay, this is the touchy part, but I didn't, you know, it was like when I heard I had this shit. And then where it was and everything, I thought, well, I won't make it to that. And I joked with Delaney about, you know, they got cardboard cutouts. You could just put one of those up. But you know, it's like kind of a big deal. So if I would have gotten emotional about that, I would have fallen apart. But my plan was, is if I did start falling apart, I would have said, I'm sorry. I'm going to have to announce that I'm retiring from the NFL. Because that's the only time really when a man can cry and people are like, fuck, man. He's got heart.
You know, you explained that plan to me too, and I didn't understand it any more than you.
That one went over.
I'm glad you didn't have to
do
that.
Yeah, and my daughter kind of get, you know, my daughter was the Chaille at the thing. She gave me the light.
Yeah.
And then so I, you know,
another great moment was Andy telling Delaney, you know, it's bad. You know what's worse than your dad, you know, not being at your wedding? Your dad being at your wedding, drunk as fuck, wasted, spinning out of control,
spinning like a hippie on the dance floor, knocking people over, getting political. Yeah, there's a lot worse things.
Yeah, well, I'm glad you were there for it, and I'm glad I was there for it. So thank you for inviting us and letting us come. And Delaney was very nice too, because she's met Olivia once. They're the same age. They both live in Denver now. But it was very cool for her to allow Olivia to come, because it was nice for me to be able to kind of do a twofer on this trip. Hadn't been out to see her in Denver yet, and you know, she was able to come to the wedding.
Did they meet at the Oriental Theater that night? You guys came to the show?
Yeah. Oh yeah. No, there's a picture with Doug with the two daughters.
I thought they had met before. I didn't know that was the first time. Oh
no, that was it. So yeah, it was a nice little reunion for them. But Delaney was very gracious and very kind, and a lovely bride, and her husband is just like, you see one of these guys and you look at him and you go, that is like the nicest fucking guy. Like, he looks like a kind person. I was like, oh man, Andy, you did fucking great, because that's just seems like a sweet fucking guy. Brad.
Brad.
And he even tagged one of Andy's lines, because Andy joked about how he didn't have, you know, he never had a son, so he had signed Brad up for the Pinewood Derby for next week.
Oh, nice.
And when when Brad gave his speech, he closed by saying he looked forward, to having a catch with Andy. So it was just it was well done. Professional operation. I was impressed.
Yeah. It was the place that runs it, they do like 3 weddings at a time there, and they just everything's like scheduled.
That was actually the highlight of the whole thing. So there was 2 weddings happening, and
it's like an event center or something.
It's an event center, and it's in Golden, Colorado. So it's up in the mountains, and it's overlooking this beautiful fucking view. You're probably, I don't know how, 8,000, 10,000 feet or whatever. I don't know how high up it is, but you've got this amazing deck. The wedding was on this deck, and then the reception was inside the sliding doors. But we're having the wedding, but the wedding on the deck above us and over to the right started like an hour before our wedding.
There's the
So-
reception.
They were partying, and there was one point when the guy who was officiating it, who was just a family friend, it wasn't any sort of religious sort of thing, and he was great. He was telling some story about Delaney and Brad, and all of a sudden from upstairs you hear like 25 guys start going chug 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 chug. I was like, oh, this is fucking beautiful. Everyone's leaning in trying to hear the guy talk over the fucking chant. God damn it.
Yeah. And I was watching
2
Delaney
minutes
during
later, 2 minutes later, and that would have been over the vows. Like it was so close.
that. Yeah. You could tell my kid's cool because it didn't really throw her at all. Like,
Nobody
you know,
gave a fuck.
how many brides would have, you know, swiveled around or gotten angry or, you know, this is her special. I asked Delaney, I go, was it everything she hoped for? And she said yes. So
Oh,
that's
nice.
awesome.
That's good.
Because I paid a lot of money. No, I didn't. I had cancer. I'm broke. You know, it was great. The family that Delaney's, you know, married into are all great. So that was a nice relief. You know, they didn't have mega hats on or anything like that.
Yeah, it was good
So,
times.
yeah. And it was, and then like when I woke up Friday morning is when I really like felt like, oh, I'm back. You know, now I don't feel like great, but I went out and I got pretty drunk. I pissed in a plant downtown because I couldn't hold it anymore. I threw up. There was a bar I can't remember, it was the bar we went to after or the bar I think it was the bar we were at before, where they had the hidden bathrooms. Remember the speakeasy type?
I
There's a
hope that's true.
There was a bathroom at this place and it was hidden by a bookshelf.
Maybe it
Like,
wasn't
you know,
that.
No, it
Maybe
was.
a bookshelf,
Andy was
Andy.
pissing behind a bookshelf.
Andy peed on the book.
No, it was so it wasn't a speakeasy, but they had a speakeasy style bathroom. So that's cool. That's cool if you're not desperate to take a shit or a piss. And in my case, it was going to come up, you know, combined, but come out my throat. So I had to vomit, and I did not want to search a bookshelf for a certain book, and I wasn't capable of really listening to what he said. So I just went over and slammed into the thing, and then somebody came out, and I ran in there, and it was too late to be a good customer. You know, but I blame the whole fucking don't hide a bathroom.
Look,
The fuck are you doing?
it wasn't like you know, you didn't have to pull a certain book out to make the activate the door.
Like entering the bat cave or
It
something.
literally was just a wall of books, and 2 of the 4 bookcases were doors to the men's and women's bathrooms. You just had to push on it.
Yeah. Well, you had to listen.
Door. It was literally a push door that you walked through. So you just
I felt nauseous, and I asked somebody where the bathroom was. They go, "Oh, that bookshelf." And that, okay, then what else? All right.
Well, if you asked and that was the way they answered, it does sound like you get to piss on the books.
yeah.
Yeah. So
See,
that's
where you
I
gotta,
mean,
Andy. That's where you gotta work on yourself a little bit, because you do have to pee a lot, and you do have issues where you need the bathroom. So you should be locating the bathroom when you enter a bar right away.
Good tip.
And I saw 3 or 4 people come out of this bathroom door thing. So by that point I knew, oh, that's just.
But because I'm in Colorado, I check for the escape exits in case somebody comes in shooting up the place. That's not true. I didn't notice that either. It's like I wouldn't know how to get out of the place, maybe. But yeah, it was but then when I got up Friday morning, and that's the day things start with the wedding and everything. Todd Snyder concerts behind us. Can focus on everything, and I was hungover, and it's like, all right, so this is me doing this. I didn't go, it's just some mystery, or I shit my pants because I strayed too far away from the toilet while watering plants, or I was sick on my own dime. or not my dime. I think Brett and Frank paid for the evening as far as drinks go. But anyway, I did it to myself, and it wasn't that bad, and I didn't feel like, like when sometimes Sean Rouse would party, and you'd see him the next day. You'd go, oh fuck, man, he's not well. He shouldn't be doing this. Let's go on tour. No, that's when I actually noticed that last tour where it was just like he wouldn't take a night off, like Sean was the goat of hard living on his own,
man.
So yeah, but he would always crush on the shows and everything, and he wouldn't complain about it, but you'd see him and it would look like, something washed up on the beach, and you'd go, poke him to see if he was alive, and he'd go, hey man, would you go get me a Gatorade and load up that pipe? Like first thing is he'd roll over and ask for a hit of marijuana, which is medical. It wasn't heroin or nothing.
Yeah. Shawnee, man, he stayed at my house a couple of times, and that poor bastard. It sounded like
was it in Peoria or
Peoria.
Peoria.
And it seemed like I woke up a couple of times in the night because I couldn't figure out what was going on. It sounded like we were haunted, like there was a wailing, like a wail. This poor guy was just like, like just in agony, and I'm like, oh, what the fuck? How do I help him? He wouldn't take any fucking pills for it, he just wanted to get high. He didn't like, taking painkillers and shit. It's like, yeah, but you are in a lot of pain.
Can't even imagine.
Yeah,
it was terrible.
I got discomfort in my fingers and toes from the chemotherapy, the neuroplasty, which I guess it does nerve damage to you and all. But it's like, I think about the suffering that poor man went through on a regular, that fucking, just to move around and shit. Good old Shawnee.
Yeah.
I was talking to that, I'm shitty with names, but the fan, the psychiatrist or psychologist, and he was talking about Shawnee Rouse and he knew the tsunami bit, and he asked, he was maybe writing a thesis on multiple comedians, but he was asking about how Sean coped with all the rheumatoid and all that. Coped.
Yeah.
I don't know that he coped.
You saw it.
Self-medicating.
Yeah. How do you cope with having softballs on your elbows? Shit like that.
Bones grinding against each other all the time.
And the funniest, fucking darkest, that's what. Well, he also asked who my favorites were, and I said, well, I got to say Sean Rouse is probably, somebody I saw live that just made me just spit laughter, and on a regular, like, even when he was, dragged his ass up there, his energy adjusted to whatever the show was, or whatever his mood, when he had his face all fucked up in the Unbookables, and he's like, it just goes on and talks about falling face first into something. It's when you realize that he's telling the story about what happened to his face, and you realize it's really a funny story. And he did it in Philadelphia, didn't he? Do it at first, well, and he goes, his face was damaged, and he goes, now I went on safari. Yeah, and when you're on safari, you got a fucking ape. And then it was like, well, he did that whole thing as an AIDS joke, and then it was like, it was like, oh, fucking, he's doing a Philadelphia reference without saying Philadelphia, but just that his face was all scarred up. Yeah, like he right, the movie Philadelphia, that he got that mark on his face because he fucked an ape, and it's not AIDS. It was, and then he goes, "Nah, I took a header into the carpet last night." Yeah, but also that's what happened. You realize that the story that he's come up with is not a story he's come up with at all. It's a well-honed bit that he's been doing every time he falls on his face and has some fucking scratches on his face. And it's happened enough times that the bit is a fucking finely honed, sharp ass razor's edge piece. It's fucking brilliant. He never did it on night one. on a
No,
booking.
it was always something that would happen either on a Friday night show or a Saturday night show. You would never hear the bit on a Wednesday at Coots, a Wednesday or a Thursday, but Friday, Saturday, you're getting it for sure.
Yeah, you know how like comics will force a bit in. They'll try to be like, oh, well, I told this joke in Alabama, and this lady stood up, and this is what she said to me, and then they have the conversation with the heckler that they wanted to have. Sean didn't have to he just had to wait until he fell down.
Mhm.
Like it was gonna happen. He didn't have to force any of that. It'll be there by the end of the week. He'll do the bit.
On a good day, he was walking on hot coals. So
Right.
yeah, I did that tour with Junior. I think it wasn't the end, but we were in Chicago. We'd escaped Florida, and we were in Chicago at the North Bar. And it was like the Blues Brothers when we went to settle up the next day. It was like our bar tab was way over what we made, but we had I don't know how much we drank that night, but it was a lot, like $300-400, and it was mostly Sean. I mean, me and Junior both handled we drank our usual number of drinks, but it was still way over that. And Sean was just getting lit up. And when you see Sean, when I saw him that night, it was like, you want to see it slow down, right? But when you see him in that mode where he's fucking hammered and he's like floating around all, he's moving like Fred Astaire. He's all, smooth and shit, no pain. And it's hard to shut that down. But it was it was ridiculous how much we'd consumed that night. And then eventually he tore up our bar tab, which, gave us gas money to get up the road. So we had to, I don't think we closed at Chicago.
Did
Andy,
he
is
tear
there
it
a
up?
mugshot
No, maybe
picture on
that's where
flyer?
I guess that's where we ended the tour, come to think of it. So that was the
Last
end
one.
of it. And yeah, but Sean came into that tour. It was that horrible. It was supposed to be a suicide prevention fundraiser.
Yeah.
Prevent any. It didn't actually encourage a couple. But Sean got there and he was fucking hammered. And then not that I cared. It was like it was a bomb. It was a horrible situation anyway. But Sean was like showed up, lit up, and he goes, travel day. Like that's the excuse to show up fucking hammered at a suicide prevention event that nobody showed up, and we were like not the people maybe to do that anyway.
Yes, correct. Yeah.
Blackout drunk as opposed to suicidal. Okay, you see the contrast, yo? Now give some money.
God damn. We made it.
Yeah. So back to I don't think I want to return to full-time alcoholism. It's like good to not have any disease going at the moment.
Yeah.
I kind of beat
I'll tell
two
you,
of them now.
People here know because they see you every week. But I'll tell you, being with you for a couple days, Carrie Mitchell was like, Andy is incredible. That like, you don't seem like a guy who's coming off of 6 months of chemotherapy and a surgery where they cut you from just about below your start of your neck.
Oh yeah,
to
you
the
got
fucking
this,
top of your dick.
Stem
Yeah.
to stern, I think they call it.
Yeah, and it's amazing, and that was a really joyous part of it, was seeing you, be you again, and but yeah, fuck, dude, enjoy this health and keep it going.
Mm-hmm. And like I've said, I don't know if I talked to you about this, but I'm sorting out. I feel like my perspective is better, on everything. It's just I don't have some philosophical thing, to drop on it, but I just feel like I'm enjoying things and thinking, I'm not gonna beat myself down maybe as much for the remainder of this thing. Or not, I don't know. I've been beating myself up for forgetting two short sentences at my daughter's thing. One was a big one, Brett, you'll know, because I talked about my daughter jumping off a crane when we were partying one time.
Uh-huh.
No, we went to a thing and she bungee jumped, She was like 11 and jumped off the thing. But I asked the guy when I went up to jump off of it, what she said. And she said, I can't believe I'm doing this shit. See how that would have got a big laugh? I fucking forgot that. What she said. That's why
I don't know. That was a good one because Andy said that she went first and she went right up there and she got to the top and then she just jumped. And Andy got up there and he's like, she didn't even do a countdown or anything. And he's like, me, I did 3 countdowns.
And then hugged this thing on the way down.
Yeah. It was good. The whole thing was good. I don't think
Thank
should
you.
worry about what you left
No,
out.
no, I'm not.
Yeah,
What am I
people
gonna
don't
go?
know. I mean, they don't know. It's like when you do comedy. I mean, they don't know what you didn't do if you did something.
And
Yeah.
unlike some of your comedy shows, you didn't leave out any of the parts that made other parts not make sense. There are some comedy shows where the audience would go, I think he left something out. I hope he left something out.
Like the middle piece of the puzzle or something.
And sometimes, Andy, like what helps me if I'm focusing on something like that, you think of it in a different way. Okay. That is however long, that's like a minute you left out. A minute less that your daughter had to cross her fingers under the table and hope that this didn't go off the fucking rails. So you saved her a minute of anxiety, and then she was like, finally,
right. You can see it. You can see. There's about 3 or 4 pictures that I've gotten. I've seen of me doing that toast, and them are Brad and Delaney are sitting right behind me, so you can kind of see their. It's like riding a small town roller coaster, it's a little nerve wracking in the wrong ways.
It was also great because Andy did, honestly, it was just beautiful, touching, funny toast. And at the end of it, he said, okay, thank you. And he set the microphone down and walked away. And then everyone's like, oh, hey. And then someone said something to Andy, and he turned back around and went back up and grabbed the microphone and raised his glass and said, so, a toast.
Because I said at the beginning, I don't know. I didn't know if this is going to be a speech or a toast. And then and then I realized it was like, fuck, I made it a speech. So I ran back and then picked up the toast. You can't leave any toast in the oven too long. So I don't know what that means. I mean, that's a good tip that it's not related to this other toast situation. I left some in her. She's got a toaster oven, and it got hung up, and I had a little near situation, but I did not. Here's something horrible that, and this is also feel like. So I traveled back with my wife. We weren't sitting together, but she was a couple rows back. Anyway, I got the pre-board, which is all I would, I'd like to do that, I'm fucking cancer, man. Let me go. But my wife's got the stick. She's got the cane.
Your wife is legally blind.
I know. Yeah. So
you just left her behind.
Yeah. So she's got the cane, so they do extra when you got a blind. Why not get one? A blind cane for the airport, because you can just get one that folds out and shit. You don't have to even talk to them. They'll just.
Are you talking about stolen valor for?
I think he's stolen sight.
What if you had glasses that just didn't see you couldn't see very well out of them?
He's Rutger Hauer cosplay. I'm a blind fury.
Right. I mean, like, what if I'm just getting into character, and my character is I'm playing a blind actor.
Yeah,
I don't know. Or I'm a guy. Anyway, I got the pre-board, which is lovely, and my wife was a row or 2 back, so it's like, okay, I'm window over here, she's window back there. Perfect. I won't hear the same stories. There will be no replay of anything, and I got my noise canceling headphones, and I'm sitting there, and I'm kick my shoes off, and I'm ready. I don't like to talk to people on the plane. It's like, and you shouldn't. Not just because of COVID, it's just fucking boring, for most people, unless, anyway. So I take my shoes off and I'm sitting there, and then I start smelling like, oh man, somebody shit their pants around here. Is there a kid? And then I'm like, wait a minute, there's nobody on the plane yet except me and my wife. And I'm, over here, she's over there. And I'm like and I look at my hand, it's got this yellowish shit on it. And it's sticky. And then I look and one of my shoe has it on the back of the shoe. It's not on the bottom. I must have walked that part off, but I'm the heel kicked into some fucking, she's got a, what are them fucking big ass? I forget what her dog type is, but
A
she's
Burmese,
got Burmese mountain dog. So it was Burmese
That's a
mountain dog
massive
shit.
dog.
So I had a mountain dog shit on the back of my shoe, and now it's stuck on my hand.
all the way through the airport.
It was unbelievable.
How did you get by security?
I didn't. I know.
I
don't know.
Shit down your leg.
That was I wouldn't have known till I got home.
Sir, we're
But
gonna have you walk over here to secondary.
I am pretty sure that it was not from me. It would have had to drop down through my trousers and pants and all that without leaving a trace and stick on my back of my shoe. I don't know. I can't. I don't know how that shit got there. I don't know. And then it was all like it was a blot. It was a goop. I had a handful of sticky shit, and it stunk. It was like, oh my God. And it did smell like it could have been post cancer me. But it wasn't. I don't know. I mean, I still don't know where that shit came from. But the whole area fucking reeked.
How is that possible?
I don't know. It was like that.
I don't want to hear any more of the story. Stop asking questions.
It was like that fish hook in my hand. Anyway, so my area reeked. I just had time to get back there with my shoe and start cleaning the shit. I mean, I walked back there, and the stewardess is back there. Is that the proper pronoun for him now? Hey, I'm woke. But I went back there and I stunk as shit, and I had trouble getting the door open. Anyway, she smelled it on me, and then
She smelled you.
Yeah, she thought I maybe
that is all you at that point. She doesn't have an explanation as to what stinks.
Right.
She just knows
And a lot of their early boarders probably shit themselves. So
absolutely,
like right on par for the course.
And I'm not.
This is a Burmese mountain dog. That's a big fucking dog, man.
Right, and there was a wet.
You gotta take your shoes off.
I saw more. Well, I know I did. I may have tracked shit all day, but I don't know. I mean, is there a big shit pile at the airport? I maybe stepped in a hobo shit at the gate.
You know what?
Andy,
I just noticed this in Tucson. Right when you go through security, there is a little potty spot for a dog with some artificial turf and like little modesty blinds, so you can walk them back there. So it might be a thing where in that area, you just don't pay attention enough. You slid through shit.
I was pretending to be blind, Chaille.
Oh, that's right. What a great!
You would think I would.
That's a great way to prove that you're blind. You can go. You like hit the aisle with shit, and you go to the stewardess and ask her, "Is there something on my shoe? I'm blind."
But also, wouldn't I have noticed that way ahead of time? Because all my other senses would have kicked. I was roding. It's no easy task to get to the Denver airport. So either I track that shit from there, or I don't know. It's a mystery that I didn't smell it in the car, and I had shit. So maybe it was me.
I have seen people like videos of people just fucking dropping deuces like in the middle of
places. That's what happened.
I bet you that's what happened.
There's no way that you could have tracked shit from your daughter's house to the all the way onto the plane. There's just no way.
And also,
some disgusting weirdo dropped a fucking deuce on the jetway, and you fucking stepped in it. That's what happened. That has to be what happened.
That is the grossest fucking thing ever.
That was human.
Oh man,
shit that you fucking wiped off of your shoe.
So I did a hurry up, a rush job because I knew all the other passengers were getting on the plane. I didn't want to get stuck in the back of the thing waiting.
Kind of ruins pre-boarding.
I didn't wash it off of my hand very good because I could still smell it after I'd cleaned the shoe and my hand. So I try to keep my
touched before you realized it was there. Oh.
Everything, and then so I don't know, man. If you're out there and you drop that shit at the Denver airport, shame on you, bro. Should have your face rubbed in it. Bad dog. bad person, you know.
Poor
It
Andy.
went away. Yeah, so I
That's
don't. I think that probably, you know, it was a good thing that well, one of the passengers had a mask, but the lady sat next to me did not. So she probably doesn't think, you know, but whatever. I'm a cancer survivor. Maybe I do smell like shit, but I don't think it's mine. If it's mine, I don't have any recollection.
Oh my God.
It's good to be
That's
back on air travel
crazy
too.
story.
Oh,
Yeah.
geez.
How could you?
I'm hoping to
It's
get
a
more
mystery.
confirmation on it because I called Delaney and told her, is there a bunch of yellow shit smeared in the back seat of your car or on the back floor of it? Because that would help
There's
narrow
no
it
way you
down.
wouldn't have smelled it in the car. There's
Uh-huh.
no way.
I can't believe TSA, they want to bust your balls for everything. You slipping through fucking
Here's the
security
thing, though.
with a pile of shit on your shoe.
It
They would have
does-
said,
But taking your shoes off would explain it getting on his hand.
No,
Well,
but here's the
maybe
thing.
just doesn't
It didn't
notice
happen
it.
when I
He's
kicked
looking
him
for
off to
terrorists,
go through
you know what I
security.
mean?
I didn't notice it. That's
We
the
didn't
thing
have
is
to
I
take our shoes off when we left Denver.
Oh, really?
didn't. Are you on
No.
that special
No,
clear?
no,
Really?
I'm not. But we didn't. We did not have
Damn,
to.
thank God
TSA
nobody got
realized
blown
that
up.
you're not buying it.
Were you right behind Andy because maybe they learned a lesson?
No, they got out early.
We're not doing the shoot thing anymore.
that's it. We're
Yeah.
We're
done.
done. We're done here.
It's just not worth it, man. We're losing employees looking for a bomb and they get shit stuck all over their hands every fucking set of
They
shoes.
found a
God
bomb.
damn it. I got wanded and then backhanded, but I don't even mind that anymore. That was like, you know, the kind of
I
thing that
never had
bothered
any
me.
Problem.
Just go ahead, wand. I'm gonna take the back of my hand and wand the front, or, you know, go ahead, man. Do it.
The last time Tracy and we flew home from Huntsville, Alabama 3 weeks ago, we both got through security. She got through with a box cutter, the thin ones, box cutter that she's been carrying it in her purse for 6 months now, and has never, in all the flying that we've done, going back to St. Louis and everything, never once. And she just forgets it's there because we use it on the road and stuff. And I went through with a pocket knife last time because I forgot to put it in my check bag. I'm like, well, we'll see what happens. Nothing.
Nothing.
I saw him.
The cockpit.
I saw him thoroughly working over a couple of Middle Eastern fellas on the other side of the coin. They were right in front of me, and they pulled them both over. And whose bag is this? And they did a extensive. I saw them down. I mean, they made it through. So maybe they had box cutters too. I doubt they
Wonder
would have
if
let
they
them
shit on
have
their
a.
feet.
Stupid.
If,
It's all
Yeah.
so stupid.
If we're gonna
Go
look at
ahead.
this from a motive standpoint, Andy, did your wife
Oh.
maybe throw shit
No.
at you?
No, but I'm thinking maybe the
Maybe,
Arabs.
Those guys.
I think if you're going to accuse them, you might as well just call them Arabs.
Middle Eastern gentlemen. But I thought that was, you know, I mean, I was right behind them, and I wasn't glad to see fellow passengers hassled, but I knew that I was going to just breeze on through, which always my goal, because they do, for whatever reason. I get wanded a lot. You know, we got to check your pockets.
you're
Well, then I
fucking
just went through that
squirrely,
thing,
dude.
and it did. My pockets are empty. So
Yeah.
I guess I have a victim, you know, there's a victim label on something that they go, okay, let's trigger this guy.
Yeah, I don't even think they know how some of that equipment works, because they're like, empty your pockets. And I take out everything. And I think I had like a dollar bill or something in one pocket. And they're like, is everything out of your pockets? I go, yeah, I mean, there's a dollar. I no metal, my cell phone, everything out of your pocket. It's like, but what is that doing? A piece of paper?
Yeah.
I mean, that's the one where you go like this and it sniffs around.
Mhm.
Like, so what is that? Ugh,
And then they get to look at your junk.
yeah.
Somebody sees a quick glimpse.
That's why I like
This
driving.
guy doesn't shave his pubes at all.
His dick's under there somewhere.
Gotta figure out how to hide it, disguise your bomb as dog shit, because nobody detects that at all.
Nobody.
Yeah, apparently.
Just goes right through.
There's a lot
Yeah,
of
you
C4
could.
in there.
Like, I mean, I could, on between both shoes, I could get enough to probably violate their thing. Like
So did
Over
you wash
3
your
ounces?
shoes off,
Yeah.
Andy, in the sink
what's
in the
that?
bathroom?
Oh yeah, that was a mess. I mean, it's like
Oh,
I couldn't
geez.
find paper towels neither. Said he used
Who
Kleenex, so
goes
it
in
got
there
all.
next? You know
I-
when you're waiting to go to the bathroom on the plane, and
Uh-huh.
you're like, man, that guy's been in there a
What-
while. I'm not going
Yeah.
in. I'm not going
What
in.
is that guy doing in there?
Yeah. And then he comes out and he's tucking in his shirt. You're like, fuck, I'm letting
All
someone else
sweaty.
Shoes are soaking wet.
go. He's leaving water footprints all the way
Yeah.
down.
Yeah, I don't know, man. I probably, you know, I mean, I don't like to be a bad, like, you know, I don't like to be a bad customer, but a lot of times I just am. Like they're throwing up in the toilet at the back of the toilet of the
Well,
place.
Andy, you've got
I
a
c-
case history if they talk to the people that had the hidden bathroom with the bookshelf. If they go back and
Well-
they go doing a little CSI investigation, they're seeing you're
What I
pissing and
I know what
shitting anywhere you
I-
want.
now that I'm thinking about that, what I did wrong is I overran the toilet. I mean, I was in a hurry, and then but I should have stopped, and I had like that would have been the perfect shot. I could have made the toilet, but I
Right.
ran a little closer. You know, you kick that shorter field goal, you think you'd make it. Nope, hooked it right in the back of the toilet.
So you were still moving when you started throwing up.
Yeah, yeah,
you brace
Oh.
yourself.
I should, you know, man, I should be good at it by now, but I
Yeah,
do a
you
lot
should
of
be.
outdoor spitting up, so I prefer free range vomiting. It's
Me too,
been my thing.
100%. But I can tell you that all of the times I've thrown up in the last years, always from just being too wasted.
Mhm.
It's never been a surprise. It's always been oh man, I need to go throw up. And then I'll just wander off by myself, have about a 5-minute walk, you
Yeah,
know, just to kind of like prepare myself and then just get there and just let it rip.
yeah.
I
used
can't
to feel
imagine running and trying to get a toilet and all of that sounds.
I used to feel like I was real good at it. You know, like well, you know, like if somebody even in the toilet, like you know, somebody you'd want spitting up in your toilet, but not anymore.
I-
You know,
You know,
I mean, you
I'll-
wouldn't want him to, but if you had, you know, a guest who did, because I've had, I mean, I'd clean up generally too if I met.
Yeah.
But,
You used to
you know,
color in between the lines. Now you're kind of
mhm.
all over.
Yeah, it's
Well,
like
it's also
you know,
not Brett's house that you were at.
It depends on where you are. When I was
Alibi.
when I was in the army, when I was a kid, I was really proud of myself that I learned that you could lean over the toilet if you start feeling nauseous, and you go over and just open your mouth as wide as you can and
Yeah.
just bend down and let the reason why you throw up is because your mouth fills with saliva and you keep swallowing it. And I was like a scientist. This happened to me so many times that I was like, so if you do this, and then I would just let all of that saliva drip out until it stopped, and then I didn't puke. And I was like, there you go, no mess, no puke, back to drinking beer. And
was this
yeah.
at Camp Lejeune by any chance? I want to partner up with you.
That might be the water. That might be what happened.
Yeah.
Yeah.
In the
Yeah, I
army,
wanted-
also, it was funny. You go into everybody. We had like our own rooms most of the time, but a shared bathroom with doors coming in, and then 2 individual shower stalls, but one like a regular stall in a public shitter with a a door and a toilet in there. And well, you go in there, you'd be partying in somebody else's room, and you go in there and you tell they partied a lot. There's always a big dirty handprint on the wall behind it, where you'd be drunk leaning over the top of it to piss. This motherfucker's alcoholic.
Yep.
I notice a frightening trend among American men traveling at airports is the inability to get even close into the urinal. It's like every fucking spot at, I went into 2 separate bathrooms, and dudes are, their dicks are failing them. You know, it's okay. Maybe, I don't know. You should be able to get all your piss into a urinal, right? I mean, I do. If I can't, but here's the problem is when one guy pisses on the floor, then you have to adjust your footing. You don't want to
Yeah,
stand
you-
in somebody
you
else's piss. And then
constantly
by
have
the
to
end of the
That's
spread
day,
your legs out even more, so you're not
Yeah.
standing in piss. But now take it one step further. Everyone who goes into that urinal and stands there, they're not paying attention, and then they're walking through that airport with piss shoes.
Uh-huh.
So
Piss
think
and
of that
shit.
when you
I
got these people on the plane with their feet, with their shoes off, barefoot on the car. Oh,
Maybe
that
that's
carpet
it.
is so disgusting.
Maybe you stepped in
Oh.
shit in the bathroom, did you?
Maybe.
No, I mean, I
Oh,
didn't
yeah.
go in there. Oh, mate, well, no. Oh, I did go in the toilet. I didn't I
That's a
wouldn't shit
bathroom.
it in. I
Who
would
would
have to
see
be
that?
pretty
It's
fucked to shit at
too
an
easy.
airport. Me
A
and
normal
Chad,
person.
we went to the Alaska airport together, and we went into the bathroom together, and we both had nosebleeds. But that's just because of the altitude.
Altitude of
allergies.
Anchorage, Alaska,
Yeah,
which is at sea level.
Yeah, at sea level.
at the Anchorage airport by the urinal, there's the little droplets of blood between the spills of urine. At least there was that morning. Yeah. I didn't realize you got to hydrate so much in that elevation. Isn't Alaska pretty high up there?
Yeah, it's pretty far north, Andy. Pretty far north.
Mile High City, they
latitude,
call
it's
it.
high.
The Mile High, yep, the Mile High City, Anchorage, Alaska.
That'll be my next genetic marker. It's next time I can give myself a nosebleed. No, I think I might be past the so I think we've seen it a few times where I took it a little far. I ate too much birthday cake. You're like, hey man, how many pieces of cake you had? Now, I just a couple, but I'm going to do one more piece small. I'm going to cut just one more small piece of cake, and then one more small piece of cake, and then I'll just put a little on my face too, and then the nosebleeds start. But you know.
Well, definitely in Alaska. Well, when we were headed out to go to the airport, here, have this half a cake. Hurry up.
Yeah,
So,
should we eat this? Should we try it? I don't want to get caught with any of this cake at the airport.
Yeah. Yeah.
We'll just finish it up.
No, like
Yeah,
it was like
Why were
have
they
this.
getting cake before you left Coots?
What's that?
Why? How are you getting cake at the?
We just
Oh, it was
I don't
cake all
know.
over.
There's that cake place that sells it at the airport.
There's a lot of cake.
Last minute cake slices. So yeah, we just didn't want to, it's like it's a good cake, it's nice and moist, and we didn't want to throw it out. So we
I
see.
I know for a fact I told you guys this, but I got on the airplane and I pretended to fall asleep right away, just so I could tilt my head back and pretend to snore, so I could go.
yeah.
Try to snort all that shit back, and it was tough.
Yeah, that was as much cake as I'd probably had at any given time. Even back in the old days when I was eating a lot of cake.
You guys left first. You could have left some cake for some of the other.
Right. Well, we debated whether we could take the
ours.
cake with
we
us.
Didn't have access to it like that. It was just
Yeah. Well, we could work this out in the, we can have this continue this discussion up the road.
Moment, not
Let's take this up in person. Yeah. So that I don't know what the point of that was, but hey, what's the point of anything, man?
I definitely learned a lesson. Is if you hang around with Andy, people want to do drugs with Andy and give Andy drugs. It's like a thing, and I think we talked about it before, the Andy experience. But if I follow him around, I get to be, get all the hanger-on drugs.
Yeah,
it's weird how did that kind of. I had struggled when I was in the hospital. Like, my drugs fell out of my back, and then they didn't give me enough pain meds really to go home suitable. It's like, can I show you some YouTube clips? Crushable oxys. You're giving me 5 of those? Come on, man. Have some human decency. I've been to Vegas. I know what I'm doing. But yeah, that is that's maybe a nice perk, but it's like I have to be around the right people. It's not like old people.
Yeah, you have to be around people with drugs.
Yeah, like what? No, I've been, I haven't been in a nursing home in a while, but there weren't old people going, here, let me peel this off of my back and give this to you, bro. I just here. Do you want? Can I just stick it? Can we do a patch together? I like that when people they give me drugs and then they go, or I mean, this is previous me or a fantasy figure we're talking about. No, I don't give a shit. But they give me drugs and then they go, can they do something with me? Like, no, get the fuck, like Batman did at his party. Get the fuck out of here. Everybody's got to go.
Yeah. No, that's when you say, "Oh, geez, you know, I'd love to, but Stanhope's van is about to pull out." So I
and then it's like, maybe, and then it's like, you know, I'm not saying this is me, but like, never meet your heroes. It's like you go, oh, it'd be a cool experience to do drugs with me, and then it's like, wait, where are the rest of them? Oh man, I'm sorry, I thought that was all. Like I was this one I think maybe Chaille was there. In fact, I know Chaille was there. Doug was doing a show. Me and Doug were working in Portland, and my daughter brought her boyfriend with her, and she was 18, and she sat in the balcony, and Doug was
at the Star Theater.
Yeah, at the Star Theater, and Doug Stanhope, and I don't mean to, this isn't, you know, some gossip, but this time he was in the pints a little early in the day.
Oh, he's wasted.
Like he was wrecked. Yeah, it was like that.
Two shows at that theater in 2 nights.
It was like the Denzel Washington when he was the pilot and needed to go testify. It was like, he's so fucking shit hammered. And then he kept talking about my daughter. Oh, your daughter's going to be at the show. I'm like, yeah, let's worry about that or whatever. You know, let's get you sober. You know, let's get you to the theater. Anyway, we can keep this cash flow going, man. You know, put a needle in his leg. He'll play. So we got him. He got himself pumped up. We found some of that cake. Some lady provided some cane in the bathroom or in the downstairs of that place. And I didn't want to get high, or, you know, I'm like, my daughter's going to be there. I wanted to put, you know, anyway, I panicked right before the time that I needed to go out there and do a show in front of my kid up in the balcony. And I ran down there and blasted some cocaine in the girl or cake. Anyway, when I ran down there and I blasted it, it's like, it did seem like a pretty good line, but I thought it was for me. And then and she goes, that was everybody's. You know how people are. You know how people get. So I didn't want to do a lot. I was just like, I didn't want to do any drugs before the show, and then I ran down and blasted a whole runway of it. Everyone's... Yeah, the pile. You know, maybe she was a little resentful or whatever. You know, but I did that, and then so I don't remember how my show went necessarily. I think it went fast. Some of the words did, and then but I just remember being in the back and hearing Doug talking to my daughter, and then at some point my daughter goes, "Don't you have anything else to talk about?" And he kept going. He'd go, "I love Delaney," and then he offered her if she'd break up with her boyfriend, he would set her up with Johnny Depp. But it was just, you know, it was just cringe. It made me cringe as a coked up parent, hiding behind the curtains, you know. And he revealing secrets too. He told her, he not only was I getting paranoid and like, oh man, I'm too coked up to even talk to my kid afterwards and everything. And then Doug's basically admitting that I do drugs to her, you know. So every parent's worst nightmare is to have Doug, you know, confess to doing drugs with the dad while he's on drugs, while I'm back there shaky with drugs. And you know what? Don't leave a big pile of cocaine around like that. You know. Cut it all up and spread it out or something if it's for everybody. It looked like
was it in a line? Do you remember?
It was a bulky line, but I was just I saw where it was. I saw where it was earlier.
That's a pile. A bulky line is a pile.
It was next to a bump. Fuck, I don't want that bump.
Well, there was a little line there, but I knew that wasn't.
I didn't have time to go down there and say, you know, I was in a panic. Was like, you know. Like I wasn't going to do drugs, and now I've decided last minute, yes, in fact, I will. So I didn't have time to call ahead, or, you know. And anyway, there was some weirdness with that lady later that didn't involve me, but I don't want to get into it because it involves other people, and I'm not a gossip. Today, I'm not a gossip
about that.
A toothbrush and a vagina. Oh no, thank you. That's not how I would brush.
I remember that.
Yeah. Yeah.
So everything seems like it worked out.
It was, yeah, it was,
For most everyone.
Yeah, it's, I think my daughter didn't go to a lot of shows, so I gave her kind of the full,
Yeah,
this
she
is,
got
this
the
is
whole
everything.
You
I'm gonna do
condensed it.
I'm gonna do 15 minutes or 7 minutes. You know, I'm a little under the snow plow or whatever. A little caught in the weather. Yeah, over the weather, maybe that's what you can call it. But I don't do that no more because I found Jesus Christ in my heart. I don't like yeah, no, I did not. But Jesus, here's what I was gonna say is anyway, fuck it. I don't want to promote Jesus. I don't want people to go, wait, no, he mentioned Jesus, and you know, I want to emulate Christ. Maybe you want to emulate Christ, you should be going out and giving fish and bread to people, and that's about it.
Yeah, you could give some talks.
Yeah, TED Talks. No, just
Yeah.
go out, give them, and then yeah. Anyway, is that the star? That is. So that's about my daughter's view. Is where Chaille's at. Was
Yeah, that's why I
up
got
above.
that picture.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Yeah, so my daughter got to, and I think Doug was, I think the cocaine helped him rally and he closed strong.
Mhm.
None of the regulars were worked up. And sometimes probably NBA players are on drugs. So, if that bothers you, then maybe comedy's not for you.
Yeah.
Willie Nelson probably gets stoned before gigs.
What?
No, not all the time, but
Come on. The
kinda
professional
known for it.
musician.
How come he didn't bang that Martha Stewart? Or maybe he did.
Oh, he did.
Hey, Andy, I got a piece of hash oil
Oh man.
that's been
What?
rolling around in my keef
Mhm.
since last night that I'm gonna throw on this bowl. I'm about to get super fucking high
All
right
right.
now.
Wait, so what is? Explain to me. I
He's
have no
about to
idea.
run
Yeah,
into the
let's see this
basement with
action.
urgency.
I
He's-
recognize some of the words that you use, but I don't understand like hash oil. It looked like a powder that you had there.
It looked like a
Okay.
cat turd in a litter box.
That's exactly what it looks like. So this is just the keef catcher that catches all of the minute, most concentrated parts of the bud.
When you put it
down
through
in
the
bottom.
grinder.
The
Oh, so that's
trichome.
the bottom of your grinder. That thing
Bottom
you
of
do
my
over the
grinder.
podcast.
Yes. So I had somebody give me some oil that is like butane extracted. And I don't know the whole science behind that, but it renders the weed down into a even more concentrated form of the THC. And this stuff is like clear to barely amber. It's so pure. And so I rolled it around inside my my keef pile last night. It was very sticky.
Dog
Rolled it
shit
around.
was.
Sap.
And then now, yeah, like sap. And then now it forms like a
Uh-huh.
disc right on top
Wow.
of my bowl. And
Dude,
these are
you
better
are
to
gonna be-
smoke with friends because it keeps smoking like hash. It just pours smoke out of it. So I don't know. I
Cool, man.
thought I'd announce it and let Andy know that.
Well, I'm gonna adjust my lighting here because it's getting more into the fall. Shit.
That does look fucking great.
Yeah, man.
Cheers, man. They should do cheers with weed. I could do better toast if they could take it. Everybody, okay, take your bong, pick your bong up. Let's take a bong hit for the future.
Absolutely.
To not having shit on our shoes at the airport.
Yeah, hey, we kind of narrow. Well, I was like,
That's
my
fucking
daughter's
funny.
driving us to the airport, and I'm looking at my phone, and I go, not to be a bummer or anything, but it looks like Korea just fired nukes at Japan, and and then there was also the Russians are transporting some nukes. So I go, anyway, I hope everything works out. But happy future.
And good luck with your life.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, you guys will get to spend forever together.
This is how much better of a person I am than Andy. to our daughters. Carrie Mitchell and I took an Uber to the airport when we left Denver.
Yeah.
We didn't make
Wow.
our fucking child drive us to the airport. Denver airport's fucking 50 miles outside of the goddamn city.
Yeah.
Way the
Carrie
fuck out
Mitchell's Carrie Mitchell's a little cooler than and Brad had met my wife before, but Carrie
had met
Mitchell
with her.
got to actually, my wife was at there and people got to,
We had
She
a
was
nice
there.
conversation at the table.
Uh-huh.
Oh, this is the other part of it. Since we're Andy's friends, we sat at table 1. So,
yeah.
you
Like
know,
Cinderella's
Carrie and
table.
Olivia and I knew Andy and Delaney sort of, and that's it.
Yeah.
And we were the first people to eat. We were like right up front. It was really, it was embarrassing, honestly. I felt guilty about it. I'm like, I feel like there's got to be some people in here right now.
Like
who,
Nana feels like she should
yeah,
be.
she's like, I have put in a lot of work in this family.
Yeah.
Like if I could have got
we-
laminates, guest of the groom's father. Or
And then
no,
Andy's like,
brides.
okay, well,
Yeah,
you
damn
guys sit here. You guys will sit at my table with me. But then Andy's
Oh.
never at his table. So it doesn't, he could have put us anywhere. It didn't matter.
Oh.
He was never there.
So you had to make
Those are-
friends. with
yeah, we
everybody.
made some friends.
That's
That
what
was
you
my
do.
friend.
And he met my cop friend. Oh shit.
Yeah,
there we go.
we met Dave from Eugene, who
He's
travels
from
down.
Austin now, but
They
There we
moved
go.
to
Look at that
Georgetown,
lighting.
Texas.
shit, yeah.
Yeah,
It's a little
like the
harsh.
other
That's a
one
little
better.
too. Yeah, it is.
I like the other one.
My face is red.
There you go. There you go. That's good.
All
yeah,
right.
it's good.
I got the orb
We're
ready to party.
We're getting Cox Cable is burying pipes all the way over up.
Are they doing
My
fiber
house.
optic or is it just
Doing fiber optics to here, Chaille. So
You guys will get the internet.
I'm gonna give my Starlink once I get it hooked up, the Cox fiber optic. I'll give my Starlink over to Mike, off grid.
Oh, great.
Mike.
Yeah.
Yeah, so it'll work good for him. He's been on the list, so we'll I'll just
How has your Starlink been working? You
great.
good with it? Yeah.
Great. It has a couple of days here and there, and during peak hours, it'll glitch out a little bit. For the most part, though, it's way better than any other internet we've had out
Yeah.
here. But if
Thanks,
I can get fiber optic here,
Oh my
there's
God,
no reason
yeah.
for me to have
Absolutely.
Starlink.
That infrastructure bill Joe Biden signed in.
I mean, I think we can thank Elon Musk
Inflation
for
Reduction
getting fiber
Act.
optic.
That's the Inflation Reduction Act.
He
Thanks,
pushed
Bill.
some competition.
Yeah.
Elon Musk
Well-
is going to take over Twitter, I guess again.
Yep.
Yeah, I saw that. The good part of the that is I'm gonna get the fiber optic. The bad part is that they're out there digging the trench to do it, and they ran into my fucking fence
Oh man,
and knocked a whole panel of my fence and didn't tell me.
I hope we
Oh.
don't have like a John Wayne Gacy situation. You're gonna have some stress that they're digging around in spots.
Yeah.
Button bullet.
Yeah.
You don't bury stuff next to your fucking property line.
Yeah,
Come
Yeah,
on.
you keep it
Uh-huh.
well inside the
Okay.
fence, Andy.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So do they claim that they didn't do that?
No, it was actually really fast. I called Cox Cable and I was luckily I had weed and this oil that I just get super stoned on. So I
Yeah.
just called these guys all mellow, called Cox and said, hey, are these guys, in Hereford laying this working for you guys? And he's like, yes, sir. And I was like, okay, they fucking ran into my fence. And he's like, sorry about that. Let me take your name, took all my information. He goes, somebody will get back with you. And I was like, all right. So I told Jenny, yeah, somebody will probably get back with me the next couple of days. Next thing I know, I hear somebody like tapping on my fence because they won't, he's a smart guy. He didn't come in my yard.
Sure.
And so I go out and he was like, hey, I got a notice that's, we hit your fence. And I was like, oh shit. All right, come here. And I look and he goes, sorry about that. Took a bunch of pictures. And he goes, okay, well, somebody will get back with you, man. Sorry, we really apologize. I was like, no worries. I said, we'll figure it out. So
Do you think
And
that
then
show
I shot him.
Do Do you think that show, The Incredible Hulk, I don't know about the movies, but the show, The Incredible Hulk, he's walking around and, if he had hash oil, he wouldn't, it would have never, it would have been just a
Was
sign.
the
It would have been
answer?
called, the whole show would have been called David Banner. And sometimes he gets mad, but not very often.
Yeah.
It'd be like,
Yeah.
he'd get pissed if the weed
Yeah.
stores closed and turn into the Hulk
Yeah.
and rip it open, get high. And then he'd be back to David Banner, rip pants.
Yeah.
Yeah. Mildly infuriated Dave.
Yeah,
Oh,
we
yeah.
get to see Lou Ferrigno in green smoking weed and then shrinking back into his pants.
Yeah. Going back. It
His
just
clothes
like-
fit again.
like an asthma sufferer trying to get an inhaler.
Yeah, it was basically the same show as Kung Fu. Dude just walking around
Yeah, kind of.
trying not to kick ass, but always kicking ass.
Right. But
But
Always
it was
beat-
always
only the people who deserved it.
Yep.
Yeah,
A lot of
it would have
people
been like
do.
if BJ and the Bear, if the chimp went out and actually bit people in the face every week. It's like there's somebody hassling the trucker, and you don't want to hassle that trucker. Why not? Fucking faces get ripped off. Shit. And then people would tune in, and that bet BJ and the Bear would have had a few more seasons behind it. And it's
Yeah.
a bummer. It had potential. That
Yeah,
they
the
go,
Bear
no, we
wanted
don't
too
want to.
much money.
Yeah, the networks are probably pushing for it. It's popular to have something that doesn't want to act up, hurt people, and then have to leave because of it. I do not wish to fight. That was David Carradine's catchphrase in that,
Yeah.
and he would always, and then that was followed by feet and hands flying.
That was the last thing
most-
you were gonna hear. Right before
Yeah.
you got your ass kicked.
I wish he would have fought Mr. Miyagi. That would have been fucking pick him.
Kerry Mitchell's been watching the new season of Cobra Kai. It seems like every time I come in the house, I don't know how
Yeah.
long the season is, but it seems like it's pretty long. And it's been funny to watch, just little
Mhm.
snippets of the insanity that the chaos that this show has
Yeah.
devolved into.
Yeah, just
The
it's like one
ridiculousness of it.
like Yellowstone. It's like how many murders can they commit in one community? But it's like with
Yeah.
Cobra Kai, it's like how many times are adults going to fight without
Yeah,
massive
no one
assault
ever
charge.
has a moment of like introspection. Like, you know
Mhm.
what?
Yeah.
Maybe I
Yeah,
shouldn't be fighting all the time. I'm 50 years
Mhm.
old. I have
It
a
seems like if you
cardio.
got a bunch of karate instructors together, they would have like a Zen talk or
Uh-huh.
exchange things, but they're fucking want a war with each other.
They're missing the
Like-
point.
It's like
Yeah.
if track coaches just wanted to like get together and race.
Oh, he's running.
Yeah, they're always thinking, let's go. Who's faster? Let's see what you got, 40-year-old guy. I still prefer fights in the well, did you see the whole like a prep school fight that was bouncing
Oh
around
yeah, in
the
the
internet?
stands.
Yeah, that was a good one. It's like involves about 30 kids, all look like preppy fucks, and
They've all
school
got like
uniforms.
jackets on, like with like
Oh,
breasts.
Oh,
And then
shit.
someone overdubbed it with audio of like a bunch of kids all saying, "You know who my dad is? Do you know who my dad
that's
is?"
the first.
They're all
that's the-
fighting. And
That's the
they're
one I
trying to-
saw too. It was hilarious.
upper
It goes on
ground.
for like 3 minutes. So pretty good punches thrown. I got to, and that's the problem with NFL stadium fights. Alcohol dulls you. You're not as wiry because there's a lot of good punches. But yeah, that version where you know who my father is. You know who my father is. You know who my father is. While they're flailing around and shit. It's pretty funny. Yeah, I definitely have been enjoying them NFL brawls. Keep them going. And last night's game, did you see that? Last night's game, there was a guy ran out on the field
Yeah.
with a
Oh,
pink
yeah.
flame kind of thing going, and a couple
Yeah.
players knock him on his. Not they weren't even too. They just handled it like security would if they had a helmet and shoulder pads.
Yeah.
Uh-huh.
The funniest part of that video is there's like a security guy running, and he's like 20 yards behind the thing, and it looks like he blows out his knee or something. It
Yes.
just drops to the turf.
Yes, I saw that. That's fucking good. And that dude, he's I don't know, he's running all fruity. Like I feel like he didn't need that kind of, like, that dude was about to catch him. I
Yeah.
feel like they're gonna probably use that in court, man. That was unnecessary roughness. They
15-yard
call it.
penalty.
And on that
I go-
guy's part, he was so close to perfection. You know, he's got a pink flame. He's running out on the field, and he's got clothing on. It's like, fuck you, dude. You know, once you climb that rail, you should be naked, and you drop down there. You know, that's
Oh,
he,
next level.
he didn't commit to the bit.
Right.
He's
He
going to face
half-assed
those
it.
charges, and people just go, well, that's stupid. But if you got your dick out, then they understand. It's it's gone on for years, and people understand exactly what this is. Yeah. Uh-oh. Oh, there it is. I thought it was like my thing dropped. Yeah, watch. There he goes. This guy.
That's it. That's all I got.
There's a different angle where you see the from behind with that guy. I'm sure he ripped something, you know.
Yeah, there's
He
another
wasn't-
one where Peyton Manning and Eli Manning do a play-by-play.
Yeah, they can. Yeah, they said they can comment on it because they're the B team, but they do an alternate broadcast, I think, on the internet.
That's pretty good.
Yeah, it's actually I don't really enjoy the other crew that much, so I'm going to probably tune into, even though those ham heads. Did you see that Eli Manning thing where he tried out for Penn State with
Yeah, that was horrible.
It's like the Mannings, you know, fucking.
I don't know.
But they're everywhere, and it's a much better broadcast. I think it would always.
I thought it was going to
Where
be.
is that at?
I'm not sure where they.
It's on YouTube. You can find it. It's not worth
Okay.
it because it's completely set up. I thought it was going to be a thing where they snuck him in and didn't tell the staff. But they had, they had like nose putty on, and they gave him a wig.
Yeah, he did. He didn't look like he looked
the
like a
coach
weird
knew.
30-year-old. If any, I mean, I don't think
Like
the
a
makeup made
Saturday
him
Night
look.
Live thing.
But he's,
Yeah, do you think the
he's
makeup
throwing these
made him look older?
He's throwing these passes. He just looks like remember Kurt Warner when he was working at a grocery store, and then he ended up being in the Rams. It's like that kind of thing. It was like they had a walk on. Well, this guy gets in there and he's like nailing these shots. Like one of the assistant coaches is like, "Fucking, can you believe this guy? Hey, this is the guy." And it's like, you didn't smell red hair. You didn't smell something fishy from the beginning. When this guy nailed 3 shots and then was doing everything before you even knew he was it was just too fake. And then the coach shows up. It's like he was in on it the whole time. And I'm like, oh, that isn't.
Yeah, it's like when you see somebody
Dirty trick,
one of those things, and you go, oh man, you bite into it as they actually did this hidden camera and nobody knew, and then it's like
Then you find out everyone's a Confederate that's in the thing. And it's like, this was way better when you thought it was, for real, like a prank. And they really went out of their way to keep it a secret.
And would it kill that? Like, I don't know everything about Jeffrey Dahmer, nor do I hope to. But why do they have to bring bullshit into his story? Like, I watched that thing, and there's a part where he's offering this neighbor who's afraid of him. And he knocks on the door after he's going to get evicted. And he comes over later, knocks on her door, and he's got a sandwich. And he's insistent that she eat the sandwich. It's like, God damn it. I don't think they're being completely historically accurate here.
You think?
I think we would have heard that, so can't we just, didn't Jeffrey Dahmer do enough weird shit that we could just do that?
That's not weird enough. They have to
they got to have, that's,
force feed a liverwurst sandwich.
Eat the sandwich.
I saw an article with the lady that did that freaked out in the courtroom yelling at him. And she said that she was disappointed in it because they're just basically profiting off of the whole thing. She said if it gave some money to the victims or something, then it would make sense, but to just make a big production just for profit and exploit us seems kind of fucked up, so I'm not going to watch it. And I was like, that's an interesting perspective. I would have never thought about that.
There was I read this Hollywood dirt on the thing is a lady who worked on it, and I think she was a Black woman, complained and said that there was some people that treated her poorly, and she felt like there was some racist elements. And working my way back to the joke again, Jeffrey Dahmer was not racist at all. He only killed people he was sexually attracted to, and they all happened to be, different colored people. Did he ever kill a white man? That, I mean, maybe if anything, he hated his own race. I think he would have. Do you think he would have killed I don't know. Sorry.
That's the other one. That's the other one he forgot to say in his speech.
In his speech.
That was number two.
I had to trim that for time.
Jeffrey
I really hated to lose that
Dahmer
chunk.
didn't have a racist bone in his body, and if he did, it wasn't his.
There you go. That's the better way to say it.
Yes. We worked it all out. Oh my God.
And maybe it was just that anyway, let's not give now. What they did is this despicable. I don't think they should glorify killers unless they do it factually, because then it's educational.
I just saw that there's a new I don't know, is it Netflix maybe? I don't know who's airing it. There's a new, I think, 9-part true crime story about it's called Friend of the Family. And it's that story of the family that, like, the guy molested everyone in the family. Remember when that documentary came out? Maybe 3 or 4 years ago, where the guy fucked the dad.
Yeah.
Sight, I think, something like that.
It's on Peacock.
Yeah, the old
And it's
man was
called Friend of
crying,
the Family.
recanting.
Yeah. So
What is that?
We're gonna rehash that one. It's coming
Oh,
out.
nice. Yeah, and I'm damn it, I'm in. I'm already in. They know that too. They know what, they got a bunch of murder junkies.
I like watching all that shit, but I will say that I do enjoy just a documentary about stuff a lot better than anything.
How about this?
The Staircase was fascinating to me. The HBO version, the acted version of it, just didn't. I don't care.
How about they do a show about the guy who? What are those things where they shock you back to life? How about a show about a guy who saved a bunch of people?
Defibrillator guy.
Yeah, the defibrillator guy. It's like him just going out his life and saving people.
Yeah,
it's always they don't want that.
I think it's called Night Watch.
Yeah, but you get Ted Bundy in a sorority house bashing in skulls and shit, and that guy's got fucking mark. He's on t-shirts and cups, and where's defibrillator guy?
Legit, but it's a thing too,
saving
though, Andy.
people,
It goes both ways, because I just saw a thing about the Vegas shooting and the Vegas shooter, and everyone's like, nobody knows anything about this guy. They're not telling us anything about this guy. Why did he do it? What goes on? This guy killed 60 people. He wounded 800 people. We don't know anything about him. Well, I mean, if he was just a fucking crazy asshole, what more do we need to know about him? So it doesn't really matter which way you go. If you don't talk about this guy, people are like, man, they're covering something up here. They're not telling us anything about this guy. But then if you do, it's like, well, it's
that's probably in the works, though. I mean,
maybe. But
that is a weird one. Yeah.
So,
I mean, it's like they don't appreciate the goats in that. I mean, not the goat, like, not for me, but I mean, the number puts them over the top. I mean,
it was a pretty incredible.
It is it's still the largest mass shooting.
Yeah. Now, if somebody has a small nuke and they get rid of St. Louis or something, they would be the greatest of all time at murdering people in this country. Right now, we got a couple
Very
of
topical, Andy.
We got a couple of plane loads of jihadists that kind of have the record here, and it's.
Do it during a Cardinals game. They're the most annoying fans.
Oh man,
any sport.
Yeah.
All right. What else are you guys watching this week?
Well, I'll tell you. I went back and watched. I told you last week I watched Carlito's Way, and we talked about it. And then we talked a lot about the Munsters last week. and I tried to watch Rob Zombie's take.
Oh, really?
Monsters.
It's out already.
I have to tell, it's on Netflix, dude. It
Oh.
is beautifully shot. The colors are just super rich. The sets are amazing, and the story is just atrocious. It is so, and I was like, I just can't come on here and say it's bad, because Erickson was going to jump on me because of the Nick Cage thing. It's not just bad. I gotta have a reason. So the reason is that when the Munsters came out in '65 or whatever it was, they were 30 minutes. So it's with commercials and everything. We're looking at like 26 minutes, right?
Yeah.
They're trying to build a whole fucking 2-hour movie about the origin and all that, when all you need is the 30 minutes. Do an episode of the new version of the Munsters, and then the characters were fine and everything. It was just
His girlfriend's
Saying,
pretty
leave 'em
shitty
wanting
at
more.
acting.
I
what's
watch
that,
this. Oh, good, Chad.
Oh, I said you're saying leave them wanting more.
Yeah.
Well,
You-
no,
you-
don't try and make a movie out of something that is it's like Saturday Night Live does it all the time. They take one thing that was good as a skit back when they had good skits, and they make a 2-hour movie or an hour-and-a-half movie out of it, and it's just it's played out. And
Yeah,
this one,
some of them
the
really
origin
were.
story is horrible, and then they try to weave it into contemporary times, and yeah, it's just no.
Yeah, I bet the Munsters have trouble in this time frame. How did they do with the vaccines?
I mean, there's a bunch of corny jokes like they had with the Munsters. It made me go back and look at the Munsters, and then there was a guy on YouTube who had a really good review of a movie in the '90s called "Here Come the Munsters," and that's probably the only one worth going back to look for. I don't even know if you can find it. I think you have to buy it on DVD or something. But it's with these two people.
Oh yeah.
And
Is it-
the guy that plays Herman Munster did a really good job. This is not Zombies Munsters. This is one from 1995 called Here Come
I
the
don't
Munsters.
remember that.
But the Lily is played by gal who was the district attorney on Hill Street Blues.
Oh really? Yeah,
Oh
yeah.
yeah, Beth Hamill.
I guess
The one that was fucking the
Veronica
chief.
Hamill.
yes. I think it's Veronica. I think it's
Veronica Hamill.
And they all did good, man. And grandpa was good, and that one was decent. And I would say that. But I mean, these guys are just too iconic, you know. So it's tough
Hard to
because
do. Yeah.
they kind of broke the mold.
Who plays Herman in the Rob Zombie movie?
Some dude, I don't even know.
You don't know?
No.
Ashton
And you know,
Kutcher.
it's funny because he doesn't really pay homage to Fred Gwynn with the
Uh-huh,
I
really?
watched half of it, and he didn't do any of that, so he went on his own way with it, which I get that as an actor.
Hey, did you give up
do
on
that.
another movie? You've only watched
The
half
way,
of it
yeah,
for
did
your review?
Chaille just say he's reviewing half a movie?
Again?
It was horrible. Why do you guys insist
Yeah.
on going to the
Chaille's-
bitter end with a fucking
the
movie?
harshest
We gotta-
critic there is. You can't even make it through.
Instead of recommendations, I think we need to find what gets in your craw. Which which one were you stung by this week? I saw something I wouldn't really recommend, but it
Hold
was
on, I'm not
interesting.
done.
Oh, go.
I'm
all
not
right, all
done.
right. He's still all right.
Yeah, the
Sorry,
whole
Greg.
thing,
Guys,
man, this is great.
Because I only watched half, and I didn't want to have something that was just all negative. I did watch something. I stumbled onto something that I fucking loved. And we've talked about Evel Knievel in the past. And there's a movie, a documentary with Johnny Knoxville. It's Dick House Productions. Jeff Tremaine is the guy that a big part of Jackass. It's Dick House and God, I can't remember who the producer is, but it's Johnny Knoxville is in it, and it's called Being Evil. And it is so fucking good. It is totally worth, if you know anything, if you remember anything about Evel Knievel, you're going to be blown away by some of the shit that comes out on this one. And it's great. And
What's that on, Greg?
it's on, where did I see it? I think it's on Netflix. If it's not, it's on Prime.
Oh man. All right. Yeah. I'm
It
gonna
is
watch
so
that right
good. I
away.
mean, just the fucking, how rich he got and how fast he got to the point he was at, and then all just fucking tumbled. And then the details of like him going to court and assaulting a dude, I didn't even know about that. I was too young to remember all that shit.
Yeah, he's like the original VH1 behind the music kind of story, you know.
Yeah.
It's all like just this,
Yeah.
you know, a literal rocket ship, you know, over the Snake River Canyon, and then a fucking horrific crash.
Yeah, I'm curious, how did he even come? I mean, you know, I mean, being a daredevil is one thing, but to, you know, to go, I mean, I don't think there was a lot of guys before him jumping over buses and stuff.
Well, the thing about what he was doing, jumping over buses, is he was doing it basically on a street legal Harley Davidson with no suspension.
500-pound motorcycle.
Yeah, these guys jumping shit now, they have like this ultimate suspension on these bikes. I mean, they could land, not a problem. This guy's landing a fucking street Harley on a fucking ramp.
Yeah.
These are the guys that,
In a leather suit.
They got at the end, because it's Dick House Productions, and they got all the guys that are involved in Jackass. So they've got Travis Pastrana and all these other dudes who are like known for all this shit. That
Nitro Circus. Yeah.
So you see Evel Knievel take off on a jump, and he goes like this, and the bike goes up a little bit, but it's just basically slowly falling forward.
Yeah.
But then you see Travis take off, and he's like flying, like he's like catching air on top of air. It's like
standing up.
Yeah, it's so crazy. Or like doing 2 flips.
Yeah, they let go of the bike in midair and re-grab it.
Yeah.
I mean, it's fucking insane.
So it's great to see these guys pay homage to him, as well as finding out what he was really like, which was fucking his first wife, his only wife.
Oh yeah, he was
is alive, and she had plenty of stories, and you could just tell she was.
He was a little heavy-handed at home, I think.
Oh boy.
Oh really?
Ladies.
Yeah.
Yeah, I remember those. I forget. Did they show them on Wide World of Sports or whatever?
Yes,
Some
that's
like
a big
maybe even
part of it
live.
too.
Yeah,
they had the announcers from Wide World of Sports talking about what the fuck was going on, because everyone used to watch Wide World of Sports when they came home from church on Sunday. They would get there to watch it, and I forgot all about it. So I was like on a rabbit hole of like just watching the intro to Wide World of Sports and watching the coverage. Yeah, it's great. It's called Being Evil. Totally worth it. And I mean, if you know nothing about Evel Knievel, it's still a good story. But I loved Evel Knievel. We made jumps and laid kids down underneath, you know, a jump on the sidewalk and did all that shit.
Wow.
I was blown away by what the fuck was going on, and the meteoric rise, and then just how fast he fell.
He was probably the biggest hero among kids for a certain probably 4 or 5 year
70s,
block.
Yeah, I mean,
75.
My cousin had the little
I had
wind up.
Oh yeah. Oh, they talk about that too.
Set your ramp up and then jump whatever you wanted to.
It's crazy the amount of money this guy was generating in no time.
It's on Prime, like Chaille said.
It's on Prime.
I had an evil doll. I had like an evil doll, and it was, I think it was the same company that put OJ out. And I had it at one time with my big gyms, you know, chilling just like regular guys, was Evil
Jump
Knievel
me,
and OJ.
evil, jump me.
Yeah,
evil.
jump. How many AIDSy guys can I jump on my bike today? No, that was pre-AIDS. I didn't play with the gyms during the AIDS era, but they were little. I think they were littler than the gyms too. Like,
they were a weird scale, because
they were
Big Jim and GI Joe were not matched. And,
GI Joe is a towering motherfucker.
Yeah. I think Evel Knievel was even smaller, and he was didn't have jointed arms. He had metal, so he was posable.
Yeah, but I thought, I would get when there was a couple times where like his landings he'd fall, and then then everybody would be like worried about this guy and shit. It was like watching a whole drama to see this guy. You just didn't see him jump. You got, they'd run a feature and you get invested in this guy or whatever. It's like, man, I hope this guy lands his jump and can hit his wife later. I hope his arm doesn't, his elbow is better in time.
He's always masked, with this whole, for God and country and all this shit when, like he refused to pay taxes. So he lost his house and
Oh,
he
man.
cheated on his wife.
Could
And
you imagine what he'd be jumping at a Trump rally?
Oh man.
Well, you know what? He put it really well when he said, perfectly. He put it perfectly when he said, nobody wants to see me die, but no one wants to miss it if I do.
Right.
And it was, just little things like that. And then they talk about the movies that were made about him, and then his acting, and then the book that came out of when he was on tour promoting for the Snake Canyon, which I cannot find anywhere. It's called Evel Knievel on Tour. It's a paperback, and it led to him assaulting the guy who wrote it with a baseball bat. And it's like, where do I get this fucking bock? Where do I get it? I can't find it anywhere.
That's marketing over.
Yeah. So anyway, that's fine. Being evil and monsters, buyer beware.
All right, I got to do. Mine's not a recommendation, but it was interesting to me because I'd never heard of this amusement park that was at the Oregon coast for about 7 years. This guy built something called Pixie Land. I just saw this. It's kind of a dry thing and nothing really interesting, real deep interesting, but it's fascinating that I'd never heard of it. And I think the reason the park failed, one is the weather on the Oregon coast, but it was like a Knoxbury farm, and he was kind of envisioned it spun out of a white trash restaurant called Pixie Land or Pixie Restaurant, and they had little elves and shit, so everybody would hang out there and wait to eat, and then they started building the little amusements behind the thing, and it spun out, and this guy made this whole amusement park. And then they built it in an area where the Forest Service wanted it to take it back or whatever, but it's just fucking the Oregon coast.
On federal land.
No, but eventually there's some shit that happened. It explains why Lincoln City, Oregon is so long. I mean, historically it was very interesting to me. And I also was like, wow, I was alive and I was a little kid during this time, and it was just up the coast. But it's like my family didn't need to go up the coast further, but also the weather's so shitty on the Oregon coast that it couldn't operate. But it's really not that like fabulous to go, but it was this whole amusement park that it only lasted 7 years, and one of the rides still exists somewhere. I can't remember, but there you go. It's not a recommendation so much as a fucking time filler. All right, Brett, what'd you watch?
Oh, that's funny. All right, I don't honestly. I got nothing. I spent the whole week traveling and working, and I haven't fucking watched shit.
All right.
I'm gonna.
Well, Chad's always got good ones.
Take this week off.
All right, I will start off with something completely unrelated to what I actually want to say, and I texted it to you guys. But there is
let me find that.
There is one that I could not find anywhere at all. I looked and looked for it. I found the trailer for it just accidentally through, whatever rabbit holes you go down, and I wanted to be my recommendation. It was a 1970 something softcore porno film that was involved puppets. Like it was like Crank Yankers is with the porno, but in the 70s. And
sounds great.
It was fucking hilarious. The trailer that I found on YouTube is absolutely hilarious, but I could not find. I mean, I searched. I don't know how to get to the dark web, but I mean, I searched a lot of angles of the internet to try to find it, and I could not find it anywhere. I think
it's like Humanoids from the Deep. VHS. I've never been able to find a copy of Humanoids from the Deep, but it's probably out. Somebody's got to be able to track that down.
Humanoids from the Deep.
I'm trying to play it right now. I don't know why it's not coming up.
Humanoids from the Deep, I think, is on like Prime or something. Andy,
it is.
Really? Shit.
You recommended it. I
haven't looked in a while. Damn it! Really? God damn! I'm gonna watch that one too. Seafood Festival's on.
All right, hold on. I got it here.
Okay, well,
I can't play all of it though.
It was incredible.
At one point, I guess it was on YouTube, and a Reddit thread I found from a couple years ago said, you know, it was on YouTube, and then they were like, how is this on YouTube? I don't know how the trailer's on YouTube. Oh, you guys are gonna love it.
Well, there's only one way to make that kind of money in 24 hours. Make a porno flick. A dirty movie. You'll clean up.
An alternate podcast name.
Yeah. My puppets.
There are 8 million stories in the naked city.
Adam.
This is not one of them.
But we don't know nothing about movie making.
Oh, with some technical assistance, you can put together a dynamite fuck film.
Is the way that they just put people in with puppets.
The
Like-
puppets don't notice that
Yes.
these people
Yeah.
are totally different than the puppets.
Like the
I mean,
Muppet
that girl
Show.
must have been drunk to go home with a puppet.
This hilarious movie with puppets fucking each other, but also naked chicks.
Yes.
Have you ever seen the thing?
No,
Yeah.
I've only seen that trailer, and there's a
Uh-huh.
longer
Beautiful.
5-minute kind of trailer with that has
Seems like
more
there should be,
footage on YouTube, but I think
How
it's
old?
on
Oh, so it's in the
VHS
70s,
somewhere.
Wow.
Yeah, there's no other
Oh.
information that I could, because I was actually looking for it too. It's from 1976, and yeah, I wanted to stop it before it got too crazy because
Yeah. Watch that's on YouTube. Watch it. Just search the "Let My Puppets Come,"
yeah,
and they have some clips on YouTube that are pretty funny. But my actual thing, I didn't get to watch anything new, not because I was traveling or doing anything fun, but because of my last week's recommendation of the Libby audiobook library.
oh yeah,
I wanted to say thanks because I got like a couple in Arizona, a Memphis library, Los Angeles, Fort Wayne, Indiana. I got like a whole bunch of my library of libraries that I have access to.
you said Vegas
then-
too, right? Didn't you tweet the Vegas link?
Yes, Vegas is free. I found that out doing research. Anybody can just sign up, and right away, I've already got 2 books checked out from there because they've got a bunch of available
Nice.
shit. So that's great. And also, I've been listening to. I'm always late to the game of everything, so everybody can make fun of me, I guess. But Neil Gaiman.
Oh yeah, the best.
Is got some amazing goddamn stories. I'm burning through a bunch of those. So
I think that's the guy who Sandman that's on right now.
Yep. Sandman
Yeah.
on Netflix right now.
on Netflix, it's on my list. I've also got the first audiobook, like a live action play thing they
He
did
also-
on Audible.
He did like Coraline.
That's how I started with this, Erickson,
Yeah.
because my granddaughters watched Coraline and I've seen parts of it and I'm like, damn, that looks kind of like a dark story. And when I was browsing through this library for what was available to borrow, that said Coraline, Neil Gaiman, and I was like, what the fuck? And I listened to it and it was dark,
He's
man.
great. It was probably him reading it too.
He is him reading it. Right now I'm listening to the Graveyard Book, which is another kids one that people recommended after I tweeted about that. And it's basically a baby escapes from his crib and sneaks out into the cemetery next door to his house while his family's being murdered. and he's supposed to be murdered as well. And the ghosts end up taking care of him, and it's how he's raised by ghosts, and it's pretty fucking crazy for a kid's story.
Yeah,
He,
sit the kids down.
Yeah,
I love
he
it.
also he wrote and produced. There was I think it was on Amazon. His show. I think it was. Is it Good
American
Omens?
Gods?
That no,
Yeah.
I wasn't going to talk about that. But I think it's called Good Omens. or
Oh,
something like
yeah,
that.
that's one of the books that I. definitely-
It's the story of like a demon and an angel who they basically become friends on Earth, and they're supposed to be doing their job of fucking with each other, but they actually like each other, and it's pretty funny. That was my introduction to his recent stuff, and I got a kick out of that show. It's very good. That guy's great. He's a good
Yeah.
follow on Twitter too.
So yeah. Oh, I didn't even do that yet. I've just been devouring the audiobooks. I need to
Got all
do that.
kinds of
That's
shit.
great.
Sandman, I'm gonna get into when I have time, but I've read a lot of stuff about that and the Netflix version of it. And it's one of those things where
It's good.
a lot of the people
Good.
who really like him really like this version. So I'm excited to see it. But
Cool. There you go. That's your recommendation bounced
There
off
you
of
go.
Chad's, but that's on Netflix. Sandman.
Yes. Well, I've never seen it, so it's a hell of a recommendation.
No, I've seen 2 episodes of it, and I'm waiting to when I got some more time to actually binge watch it. It's good.
I bought when that Audible had that sale. I bought that one for $5. There was normally like $40 audiobook, and I bought it for
$40
$5.
audiobook.
Yeah, they're like 20. They're like 20 hours or whatever, full cast production. But they had on sale for $5, so I bought it. And
all right, well, there you go, everybody. It's good to knock another one out. That was a lot of fun. Thank you guys for being out there. Thank you 3 for being out there. It's my favorite couple hours of the week, Issues with Andy Day. And we love you guys. So thanks for subscribing to the YouTube channel. We love it that you're here every week. If you're on our Patreon, we love that even more. I'll be honest with you. If you're not on our Patreon, why not? $5 a month. That's all it is. And you get some extra stuff that we do on there. We talk to some of our friends on there sometime. We do the live Zoom board meetings of the board. So join our Patreon. Patreon.com/issueswithandy. We love you guys. We'll see you next time. Peace.